The Stoics, during their long and meaningful lives, mastered the art of understanding human psychology, including the complex dynamics between men and women. Their teachings on self-control, resilience, and independence provide valuable lessons for modern relationships. Today, we're going to dive into 7 crucial things you must do to make her scared of losing you, strategies grounded in Stoic wisdom and timeless truths about attraction. Before we get started, be sure to watch the video until the end, as we'll explore how these methods work together to create a powerful dynamic in your relationship. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts or your personal experiences. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Have a more masculine frame. One of the most essential things you can do to make her fear losing you is to cultivate a stronger, more masculine frame. But what exactly does that entail? A masculine frame is about embodying strength, confidence, and emotional stability. It's about being deeply grounded in who you are as a man and standing firm in your beliefs and values, regardless of external circumstances. When you embody this frame, you become a man who is unshakable, and that is precisely the type of man women are instinctively drawn to. Masculinity in this context isn't just about physical strength or appearance, it's also about mental fortitude and emotional resilience. A masculine frame means that you don't let the ups and downs of life or the whims of others easily throw you off balance. In relationships, this translates into not reacting impulsively or emotionally when challenges arise. Instead, you maintain your composure, assess situations rationally, and handle things with a calm, collected demeanor. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who mastered the art of living a life rooted in logic and virtue, would teach that a man must learn to control his emotions, not suppress them, but guide them with wisdom and purpose. In a world filled with emotional unpredictability, a man who can maintain composure under pressure stands out as rare and valuable. When a woman sees that you can handle difficult situations without losing control, she perceives you as a pillar of strength and resilience, qualities that are both attractive and deeply reassuring. This creates a powerful dynamic of respect and admiration, which makes her realize that losing you would mean losing that stability and sense of security. A man with a masculine frame also doesn't seek validation or approval from anyone, including the woman in his life. This doesn't mean you become indifferent or uncaring. Rather, it means that your self-worth is derived from within, not from external sources. When you stop chasing approval and start acting in line with your own values and principles, you project an aura of confidence that women can't help but be drawn to. Women want to be with a man who knows his worth, who sets the tone in the relationship, and who leads with quiet confidence. She fears losing you because she knows you're not needy or dependent, and that makes her see you as someone she must work to keep. Part of building a masculine frame is about understanding your role as a leader in the relationship. Leadership here doesn't mean dominating or controlling her. Rather, it's about having the ability to guide the direction of the relationship with clarity and purpose. Women are naturally drawn to men who take charge, who know where they're headed and how to get there. When you lead with decisiveness, make clear decisions, and confidently take the reins in key moments, it creates an irresistible dynamic. She understands that losing you wouldn't just mean losing a partner, it would mean losing someone who can navigate life's challenges with purpose and direction, something every woman desires in a man. At the core of having a masculine frame is emotional stability. Women crave emotional security from their partners. When you remain balanced and steady, even in stressful or emotionally charged situations, it tells her that you are dependable. You are the rock in her life, someone she can count on when things get tough. This sense of emotional consistency creates a strong foundation of trust. Women, whether they realize it or not, often test men to see if they can hold their ground emotionally. They may push your buttons, challenge your patience, or even create minor conflicts just to see if you can maintain your cool. If you respond with emotional strength, she will admire and respect you even more. If you lose your composure, it signals weakness and instability, which can quickly diminish attraction. The Stoics believed in mastering one's reactions to external events. This philosophy applies directly to relationships. If you can maintain an air of calm confidence in the face of emotional tests, she will recognize that you are a man who doesn't allow outside influences to dictate his mood or behavior. You become someone who is not swayed by the emotional turbulence of others, which makes you incredibly attractive and, more importantly, hard to lose. She will fear losing the man who can weather life's storms without breaking down, because such men are rare, and she knows it. Furthermore, having a masculine frame doesn't mean you're inflexible or unwilling to adapt. It means that you have the discernment to know when to be firm and when to be adaptable. The Stoics were masters of balance, knowing when to hold their ground and when to pivot based on reason. In relationships, this balance is critical. A masculine frame involves asserting your boundaries when necessary, but also having the wisdom to compromise when it's in the best interest of both you and your partner. This balance creates mutual respect and fosters a sense of security in the relationship. Lastly, it's important to realize that a masculine frame is not something you put on for show. It's a genuine expression of who you are at your core. Women can easily detect when a man is faking confidence or pretending to be strong. True masculinity comes from within and is built over time through self-discipline, experience, and reflection. If you're constantly striving to improve yourself, emotionally and mentally, you will naturally develop this masculine presence, and it will have a profound effect on your relationships. In conclusion, having a more masculine frame is one of the most powerful things you can do to make her fear losing you. It's about embodying strength, confidence, and emotional stability in a way that sets you apart from other men. By mastering your emotions, leading with confidence, and being unshakable in your values, you become the kind of man she doesn't want to lose. Developing this frame not only enhances your relationship, but also helps you become the best version of yourself, a man who is truly in control of his life and destiny. Chapter 2. Spend more time with your friends. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is centering their entire lives around their partner. While it may seem like a loving gesture to spend all your time with her, doing so can actually diminish her attraction and make her take you for granted. Women are naturally drawn to men who have their own lives, interests, and social circles. When you spend more time with your friends, you subtly communicate that you have a fulfilling life outside of the relationship. This independence makes her realize that she isn't the sole focus of your world, which creates a sense of healthy distance and mystery. And with that comes the fear of losing you. Women want to feel special and important, but they also don't want a man who is overly dependent on them for emotional fulfillment or social interaction. When you take time to hang out with your friends, you're not only showing her that you have other meaningful relationships, but also that you value those relationships. This shows her that you're not desperate for her attention or approval. In fact, spending time with your friends reminds her that you have a life that she is fortunate to be a part of, not the other way around. From a Stoic perspective, this behavior is about balance. The Stoics believed in the importance of having strong, virtuous friendships that contribute to one's overall well-being. They saw friends as vital to personal growth and happiness. When you nurture your friendships, you demonstrate emotional maturity and independence, two traits that women find irresistible. It's not about ignoring her or neglecting your relationship, it's about showing her that you are not reliant on her for your happiness. Moreover, when you spend time with friends, it adds an element of unpredictability to your relationship. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say. When you aren't always available, it forces her to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and if she's still a priority in your life. This little bit of uncertainty can reignite her attraction and make her fear losing you because she's reminded that you have a life outside of her, one that she wants to continue being a part of. Another advantage of maintaining strong friendships is that it reinforces your social value. A man who is well-liked and respected by his peers is automatically more attractive to women. When she sees that other people enjoy your company and value your presence, it validates her choice to be with you. On the flip side, if you've abandoned your friends for her, it signals neediness and insecurity, two traits that quickly erode attraction. Spending time with friends also serves as a reality check for her. It reminds her that you're capable of having fun and being fulfilled without her constant presence. This makes her appreciate the time you do spend together even more. She'll see that you're a man with your own life, and that makes you harder to replace. This is crucial in keeping her on her toes and ensuring that she never takes your presence for granted. Finally, spending more time with your friend shows that you're not afraid to have a support system outside of the relationship. It tells her that you are emotionally secure enough to invest in friendships that are important to you, which, in turn, makes her realize that she needs to work to maintain her position in your life. This is a subtle but powerful way to make her fear losing you, as she begins to understand that your world doesn't revolve around her and that she's fortunate to be part of your journey. Chapter 3. Have more women in your social circle. Another powerful way to make her fear losing you is by surrounding yourself with other women. Now, this doesn't mean you should flirt with other women or lead them on, but having female friends in your social circle can have a profound psychological effect on your partner. When a woman sees that other women enjoy being around you, it triggers her competitive instincts. She starts to realize that you are a man of value who is desired by others, and this can make her fear losing you to someone else. Women are naturally competitive, especially when it comes to relationships. When she sees you interacting with other women in a friendly and respectful way, it reminds her that you have options, even if you're not actively pursuing them. This awareness makes her appreciate your relationship more because she knows that other women would gladly take her place if given the chance. Having female friends also demonstrates that you are socially adept and can comfortably navigate interactions with women without getting flustered or awkward. This level of social intelligence is incredibly attractive to women. It shows her that you're confident and self-assured, qualities that make you even more desirable in her eyes. When she sees that other women enjoy your company, it reinforces her attraction to you because it validates her choice to be with you. The Stoics believed in maintaining virtuous relationships, regardless of gender, and they understood the value of diverse perspectives in personal growth. Having women in your social circle can provide you with insights that male friends might not offer. This emotional intelligence makes you more attuned to the dynamics of relationships, which is something women deeply value in a partner. By surrounding yourself with other women, you're not only enhancing your social life, but also making yourself more appealing in the eyes of your partner. Additionally, having female friends can act as a form of social proof. If other women respect and admire you, your partner will naturally feel more secure in her choice to be with you. It's a form of external validation that makes her feel lucky to have you, and it heightens her fear of losing you because she knows that other women would jump at the chance to be with a man like you. However, it's essential to strike a balance. While it's beneficial to have female friends, you don't want to make her feel insecure by crossing boundaries or making her feel like she's in competition. The goal is to create a subtle sense of healthy competition, not to make her feel inadequate or jealous. When done correctly, having more women in your social circle will keep her on her toes and make her appreciate your presence in her life even more. Chapter 4. Don't fear losing her. One of the most powerful mindsets you can adopt in a relationship is letting go of the fear of losing her. It may sound counterintuitive, but when you operate from a place of fear, it leads to behaviors that can slowly push her away. Fear of loss creates insecurity, neediness, and desperation, traits that women instinctively find unattractive. On the other hand, when you project the confidence that you're perfectly fine without her, you shift the dynamic entirely, making her realize that she needs to invest in keeping you around. It becomes clear to her that you're a man of value, and if she doesn't step up, she might lose you to someone else. In the world of Stoicism, detachment is key to living a fulfilling and empowered life. The Stoics understood that freedom comes from not being overly attached to external outcomes, whether it's material possessions, status, or relationships. When applied to romantic relationships, this means not fearing the possibility of the relationship ending. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, and relying on another person for your emotional stability undermines your sense of self-worth. By embracing this Stoic mindset, you free yourself from the shackles of fear and become more confident, assertive, and self-reliant. When you're not afraid to lose her, something magical happens. You stop trying to please her at every turn. You no longer second-guess your words or actions in an effort to keep her happy, and instead, you act with authenticity and integrity. This is an incredibly attractive quality because it shows that you value yourself and your principles above her approval. Women are drawn to men who are confident in their own skin and don't rely on external validation to feel worthy. When you can stand firm in your identity, even in the face of uncertainty, it signals to her that you're a man who can handle life's challenges with grace and poise. In contrast, when a woman senses that you're afraid of losing her, it diminishes her respect and attraction for you. She begins to see you as someone who lacks emotional strength and independence, someone who might be willing to sacrifice their dignity just to keep her around. This is not the kind of man that women are naturally drawn to. Women want a partner who is strong, grounded, and confident, someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to walk away from a relationship that no longer serves him. When you embody these qualities, you shift the power dynamic in your favor, making her realize that she cannot take you for granted. This doesn't mean you should become indifferent or stop caring about the relationship altogether. Instead, it's about approaching the relationship from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Scarcity is when you feel that losing her would be a devastating blow, as if she is the only person who could bring you happiness and fulfillment. Abundance, on the other hand, is the understanding that your happiness is not dependent on one person. It comes from within, from your own sense of purpose, passion, and personal growth. When you adopt this mindset, you exude a calm, collected energy that is magnetic to women. When you stop fearing the idea of losing her, you also stop putting her on a pedestal. Instead of treating her like a prize that you must win, you begin to see her as an equal partner in your life journey. This balance creates mutual respect and admiration. She will no longer feel that you're vying for her attention or approval, but will instead recognize that you value yourself enough to set high standards for your relationship. And once she senses that you're not dependent on her for your happiness, she will instinctively work harder to keep your attention and affection. She'll feel the subtle pressure to continually bring value to the relationship, knowing that you have options and won't settle for less than you deserve. This mindset shift also changes how you handle conflict. When you don't fear losing her, you approach disagreements from a place of calm confidence, rather than anxiety or fear of abandonment. You're able to express your thoughts and feelings without the fear that it might push her away because you know that you'll be fine regardless of the outcome. This composure during difficult times earns her respect, as it shows that you're emotionally mature and resilient. Women are far more attracted to men who can maintain their cool in heated situations than those who become emotionally reactive or clingy. Embracing the possibility of loss also helps you cultivate a healthier relationship overall. Relationships built on fear often lead to control, jealousy, and resentment. But when you're not afraid to lose her, you're more willing to give her the space and freedom she needs to flourish as an individual. This, in turn, makes her appreciate and value the relationship even more because she knows she's with a man who is secure in himself and not reliant on her for emotional stability. It creates a foundation of trust, respect, and mutual growth. Finally, remember that confidence doesn't come from pretending to be indifferent or emotionally detached. True confidence is rooted in knowing that you can handle whatever life throws at you, including the end of a relationship. When you internalize this mindset, it will naturally shine through in your actions, words, and behavior. You'll radiate a sense of calm assurance that makes her realize that she's lucky to have you and that losing you would be a serious loss. In conclusion, letting go of the fear of losing her is one of the most crucial steps in maintaining a healthy, fulfilling relationship. By adopting a mindset of abundance and emotional independence, you not only become more attractive to her, but also create a relationship dynamic that is built on mutual respect and admiration. She will sense your strength, confidence, and self-worth, and as a result, she'll fear losing you because she knows that you're a man who is capable of walking away and finding someone who truly appreciates what you bring to the table. Chapter 5. Be authentic and honest. One of the most crucial aspects of making her fear losing you is being authentic and honest. In a world where so many people wear masks and adopt personas in relationships, authenticity is a breath of fresh air. When you're genuine, you instantly set yourself apart from other men who might be trying to win her over with false pretenses or superficial charm. Authenticity means being true to who you are, expressing your thoughts and feelings openly, and never pretending to be someone you're not just to please her. It's about embracing your imperfections and owning your truth, no matter what. Women respect and are deeply attracted to men who are comfortable in their own skin. When you're authentic, it creates a solid foundation of trust and respect within the relationship. She knows that what she sees is exactly what she's getting, and this level of honesty fosters a deeper emotional connection. In fact, women fear losing men who are real because they understand how rare it is to find true authenticity in today's world. Being genuine shows her that you're not afraid to be vulnerable, and this makes you stand out as a man of substance, someone she would be devastated to lose. The Stoics placed immense value on living in accordance with one's true nature, free from pretense, deceit, or the need for external validation. They believed that authenticity was key to living a virtuous life, and this principle applies directly to relationships. By being honest about who you are and what you want from the relationship, you establish a dynamic of mutual respect and admiration. She will appreciate your transparency as it signals that you have no hidden agendas or manipulative tactics. This kind of honesty makes her fear losing you because she realizes that authentic men who are open about their true selves, are incredibly hard to come by. Authenticity also involves being upfront about your emotions and desires, even when it's uncomfortable. If something in the relationship bothers you, speak up about it. If you have personal boundaries, stand firm in enforcing them. Being honest in these situations doesn't just demonstrate that you're direct, it shows that you have self-respect. When you're open and clear about your needs, it shows her that you're a man who values himself and won't tolerate anything less than what you deserve. This kind of self-assuredness is extremely attractive, and it makes her fear losing you because she knows that you're not someone who will stick around if the relationship isn't fulfilling. A critical component of authenticity is vulnerability. It's about being honest not only in your actions, but in your emotions as well. This doesn't mean being overly emotional or unloading your deepest insecurities at every turn, but rather, it's about not hiding behind a facade of indifference. If you feel deeply for her, let her know. If you have fears or doubts, express them in a way that aligns with your values and principles. When you're authentic in this way, you let her see the real you, or a man who's unafraid to reveal his deeper layers. This type of emotional honesty can be incredibly compelling and will make her realize how valuable you are in a world full of pretenders. When you're truly yourself, you also have the confidence to be honest about what you expect in return. Authenticity is a two-way street, and just as you're honest with her, you expect her to reciprocate. When she sees that you have no interest in playing games or pretending to be something you're not, she'll be inspired to meet you at the same level of honesty. This mutual respect for each other's truth creates a relationship dynamic that is not only fulfilling, but also deeply rooted in trust. She will fear losing you because the honesty and openness you bring to the table are irreplaceable. Being authentic doesn't mean you have to be perfect. In fact, it's often your imperfections that make you more relatable and appealing. Women are drawn to men who embrace their flaws and are confident in their skin, regardless of their shortcomings. This kind of self-acceptance is rare, and when you embody it, you exude a magnetic presence that makes her fear the idea of losing someone who is unapologetically real. She'll know that, unlike other men who might bend over backward to seek her approval, you're a man who doesn't need external validation to feel good about himself. Authenticity also means rejecting the need to play mind games. So many men, whether knowingly or unknowingly, try to manipulate their way into a woman's heart through tactics like playing hard to get or pretending to be someone they're not. But when you're authentic, you sidestep these games altogether. You're direct about your intentions and confident enough to let her know where you stand. This straightforwardness is incredibly refreshing, and it will set you apart from the men who use superficial charm to mask their insecurities. The result? She'll start to fear losing you because you're the real deal, a man who isn't afraid to stand in his truth and isn't interested in playing games to keep her around. Ultimately, being authentic and honest is one of the most powerful ways to make her fear losing you. When you show up as your true self, without the need for masks or manipulation, you become a man of substance, someone she knows is rare and irreplaceable. Authenticity builds trust, respect, and deeper emotional connections, and once she experiences this kind of relationship, she will realize how difficult it would be to find someone else like you. By being genuine, you show her that you're not like the other men she's encountered, and this realization will make her work harder to keep you in her life. When she knows that you're not afraid to be who you are and that you won't settle for anything less than mutual honesty, she will begin to fear the thought of losing a man of your caliber. Chapter 6. Set firm boundaries. Setting firm boundaries is one of the most effective ways to make her fear losing you, and it's a critical component of maintaining respect and attraction in any relationship. Boundaries are about knowing your worth and clearly defining what is acceptable and what is not. Without boundaries, you risk being walked over or taken for granted, which diminishes her respect for you. When you establish firm boundaries, however, you communicate that you have standards and that you're not afraid to enforce them, even if it means potentially losing her. Women are naturally drawn to men who are assertive and stand up for themselves. When you set boundaries, it shows that you're not willing to tolerate disrespect or behavior that doesn't align with your values. This creates a sense of security and respect in the relationship, as she knows that you won't allow yourself to be mistreated. She will fear losing you because she understands that crossing your boundaries could result in you walking away, and she won't want to risk that. The Stoics were firm believers in the importance of personal integrity. They taught that one must remain true to their principles and not allow external circumstances, including relationships, to compromise their values. In a romantic relationship, setting boundaries is a way of living according to those Stoic principles. You aren't swayed by the fear of upsetting her or losing her. Instead, you prioritize your self-respect and well-being. Setting boundaries also demonstrates emotional intelligence. It shows that you are aware of your needs and are not afraid to communicate them. For example, if she cancels plans last minute without a valid reason, you should calmly but firmly express that you won't tolerate such behavior. This doesn't mean you should be overly rigid or controlling. Instead, it's about maintaining a balance between being flexible and standing up for what's important to you. In addition to gaining her respect, firm boundaries create a dynamic of healthy tension. When she knows that there are consequences for her actions, it keeps her on her toes. She'll be more mindful of how she treats you because she knows that you won't stick around if she crosses the line. This creates a sense of accountability in the relationship, making her more invested in maintaining your respect and admiration. Moreover, setting boundaries gives you a sense of control over your life and your relationship. You're not at the mercy of her whims or moods, and this makes you more attractive in her eyes. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a strong sense of self and aren't easily swayed by external factors. By establishing and enforcing boundaries, you show her that you're a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to demand it. Ultimately, firm boundaries make her fear losing you because they remind her that your time, attention, and love are valuable. She knows that you're not willing to compromise your self-worth just to keep her around, and this creates a powerful dynamic where she's constantly striving to meet your standards and maintain your respect. Chapter 7. Be emotionally unavailable at times. Emotional availability is essential in any relationship, but being emotionally unavailable at times can actually make her fear losing you. This doesn't mean you should completely shut down or ignore her feelings, but rather that you shouldn't always be emotionally accessible or overly accommodating. By creating a bit of emotional distance occasionally, you introduce an element of unpredictability that keeps her on her toes and makes her appreciate your emotional presence when you do give it. Women are naturally attracted to men who are a little mysterious, and emotional unavailability can enhance that sense of mystery. When you're not always there to cater to her emotional needs, it forces her to reflect on how much she values your presence in her life. She may start to wonder why you're pulling back and what she can do to regain your attention, which creates a subtle fear of losing you. The Stoics believed in the power of detachment, remaining grounded and composed even in the face of emotional turbulence. In relationships, emotional detachment at times can prevent you from becoming overly dependent on her for validation or happiness. When she sees that you can remain emotionally independent and aren't always at her beck and call, it shows strength and self-control. This makes you more desirable because it signals that you're not easily swayed by emotions or external influences. Being emotionally unavailable at times also gives her space to miss you. When you're always emotionally present, it can lead to complacency in the relationship. But when you occasionally pull back, it creates a sense of longing that reignites her attraction. She'll start to miss your emotional support and presence, and this can make her fear losing you. The key is to find a balance. Don't be emotionally absent to the point of neglect, but allow for moments of distance that create a healthy dynamic of pursuit. Emotional unavailability also signals that you're not afraid to prioritize your own emotional well-being. If you're always giving and never taking time for yourself, it can lead to burnout and resentment. By occasionally withdrawing, you're showing her that you value your own emotional health and that you're not going to sacrifice it for the sake of the relationship. This reinforces the idea that you have a life and emotional needs outside of her, which makes her realize that losing you is a real possibility if she doesn't treat you with care and respect. Furthermore, being emotionally unavailable at times can heighten her emotional investment in the relationship. When you're not always there to comfort or reassure her, it forces her to step up and invest more in the relationship emotionally. She may begin to appreciate your emotional presence more when you do offer it, and this can strengthen the overall dynamic between you. It also makes her realize that she can't take your emotional availability for granted, which increases her fear of losing you. Ultimately, being emotionally unavailable at times is a powerful tool to create a sense of mystery and unpredictability in the relationship. It keeps her invested and reminds her that your emotional presence is something she needs to earn. By balancing emotional availability with occasional distance, you create a dynamic where she fears losing the emotional connection you bring into her life, making her more committed to maintaining and nurturing the relationship. In a relationship, it's crucial to maintain your sense of self and avoid becoming overly dependent on your partner for validation or emotional fulfillment. By developing a masculine frame, spending time with friends, and maintaining strong social connections, you demonstrate your independence and self-worth, making her fear losing you. Setting boundaries, being emotionally unavailable at times, and having more women in your social circle all contribute to a dynamic where she is constantly striving to keep you in her life. The Stoic principles of self-control, emotional resilience, and detachment can be powerful tools in relationships. By embodying these traits, you show her that you're a man who cannot be easily shaken or swayed. This creates a sense of respect, admiration, and, most importantly, a fear of losing you because she realizes that you are a rare and valuable partner. Remember, the goal isn't to play games or manipulate her emotions. It's about showing her that you're a man who values himself and won't settle for less than you deserve. When she knows that losing you is a real possibility, she'll work harder to keep you in her life and ensure that the relationship remains strong and fulfilling.